How frustrating is it that we've got this? We've got a society that's well aware of the problem and is doing what it can at the grassroots level. Meanwhile, you've got a council and a government spending millions of dollars hand over fist for window dressing in this very area for the Rugby World Cup. I mean, how galling is that?
I think you've hit the heart of the problem. We are trying to help politicians get, if you like, the courage to spend money on much needed infrastructure. We don't want to be opposing them, we want to help them, but there is little glamour in sewage and that kind of infrastructure, whereas there's much more to be gained as a elected official perhaps from Rugby Cup.
Is the society doing, or how long has the society been around, the St Luke's Environmental Protection Society been around?
It was formally incorporated in 2005, but Pat Prescott and other local people were working hard before that, because they noticed all the infill that was starting to happen and realised that it had an influence on the creek.
So the community and the people around it, key people such as Pat and yourself, have been aware for some years. Has everything been done from the community level to ring the alarm bells on this, if you like?
Yeah, it took a little while, but I think we have got connection now with the council, who do have a primary responsibility. We believe that perhaps there's something to be done maybe in the Auckland governance context, which would align the different planning frameworks, which is part of the problem, because there is no specific protection for creeks. Right. They've put in something now. They put in
protection plans for reserves and just about everything else, don't they?
Volcanic cones have got special protection, which is fantastic.
Yes, but great for them.
That's great, because the streams and the aquifer are the other side of our fantastic volcanic heritage in Auckland, and they're just less noticed, but the harbour is where it all comes out.
These creeks, they're spring-fed, you say?
Yes.
And so they're coming out presumably pristine water.
It's beautiful. I can take you and show you this.
And it only takes
clear water.
A mere few hundred metres for the area to foul it up entirely.
Yeah. Yes, it's very. You can see the clear water flowing over the ground. They're fantastic, isn't it beautiful?
Right.
You could drink the stuff.
And within half a kilometre, it's no go. The problem is an expensive one, though, as you alluded to, because we're dealing with water and wastewater systems that were designed for population densities of about 30 people per hectare, I was reading, and we're now reaching 150 per hectare. So it's far too expensive to fix, isn't it? And the authorities right on that, it's just too expensive.
I think it's impossible not to fix it. I spend a bit of time in Asia, and when I walk along a river in Seoul, they've removed a motorway in order to daylight this river, and they're so proud of it.
Want necessarily all of their systems though of governance and whatever.
No, but what's incredible is that in many cities they are doing things like daylighting creeks, and they are recognising their values. And when I say I come from New Zealand and I work in a group that's trying to, I don't even dare say remove the sewage from the local creek, because they go, but you're from New Zealand. How can this be? Because they know we're a low density population. We shouldn't have this kind of third world conditions, basically.
Would one solution be, hey, let's cover the whole creek and line it and put a treatment plant at the harbour end and just treat it as one big outfall? What about that?
Lining the creek is a bad thing to do if we're considering the natural value of the creek. One thing we would want to do is to remove it. And I think that the idea of having small plants around, they have looked at it, and I don't think it is practical as far as I can make out. I'm not an expert in sewage and infrastructure. Obviously, you'd need to talk to engineers of that sort.
Yeah, well, hopefully there is a solution. What's the next step for steps?
As far as we're concerned, we're doing a lot of planting at the moment. We are also working with the council on a program of works. Obviously one of them is interceptor and another is sewage separation. So we are trying to work through that process over the next probably 4 or 5 months and see if we can get some funding for some of the smaller projects, as well as encouraging them to move towards the big project, the Water Care Services Interceptor.
Oh, let's hope that happens. How can people get more information, just quickly?
There's our website,
Yep.
www.meolacreek.org.nz, or you can look up Meola Creek on Wikipedia, and there's a cross-link to our website.
Brilliant. All right. Well, I wish you well with it. Thanks for talking with us.